Imagine losing everything, your house, your stability, even your faith in yourself. And then discovering that the real reason wasn't the market, wasn't bad luck, but something far more intimate. Your soul's purpose had been ignored. This is exactly how Edgar Cayce, the man they called the sleeping prophet, described blocked abundance. And it turns everything you've been told about wealth upside down. Because Cayce's message wasn't about working harder, hustling smarter, or visualizing stronger. He said abundance is the natural flow of life through you. And when that flow stops, it's a signal that you've stepped out of alignment with your inner purpose. This is the hidden reason why so many seekers struggle, even after years of affirmations, vision boards, and manifestation hacks. And if you stay with me, I'll show you not only what Cayce revealed, but also how you can unlock a deeper flow that affects not just your bank account, but your health, your relationships, and your sense of meaning. Before we dive deeper, let's place Cayce in context. Edgar Cayce was an American mystic of the early 20th century, often called the most documented psychic of all time. While in trance, he gave more than 14,000 readings. Presidents, doctors, farmers, and entrepreneurs sought him out. They asked him about health, destiny, reincarnation, and yes, money. But here's what made him different. Cayce never tried to sell a method. He wasn't giving quick tricks. Many times, his readings were bluntly the opposite of what people hoped to hear. Instead of promising instant wealth, he spoke of karma, purpose, and service. And here's one of his lines, taken directly from a reading. The soul that seeks only for self finds little of lasting joy, but the soul that seeks to be of service finds all it needs. That is the key. To Cayce, financial struggle was not just bad luck or laziness. It was a symptom of being out of harmony with your soul's mission. So let's pause and ask the obvious. What is abundance? Most of us think immediately of money, more zeros in the account, freedom from bills, the luxury to rest. But Cayce turned that definition inside out. For him, abundance was not money, it was flow. The flow of life force through you, expressed as health, joy, purpose, and yes, sometimes wealth. If you had vitality, fulfilling relationships, meaningful work, and spiritual growth, Cayce would say you were already abundant, regardless of the size of your paycheck. And here's the paradox. When you live in that flow, material abundance often comes naturally, not because you demanded it, but because the outer mirrors the state of your inner being. So let's get honest. Why aren't you abundant? Cayce pointed to 3 core blockages. 1. Living for self alone. If your driving force is greed, fear, or survival at the expense of others, you cut yourself off from flow. The universe is not a slot machine to be manipulated. It is a living consciousness that responds to your intention. 2. Ignoring your soul's purpose. Every soul enters life with a mission. When you're out of alignment with that mission, stagnation sets in. Money may come, but it feels hollow, unstable, or it slips away. 3. Resisting challenges. People think abundance means an easy life. Cayce said no. Challenges are karmic design. They are the gateways to growth. If you resist them, you block flow. If you embrace them, you level up. This is not sexy, it's not manifest in 3 easy steps. But doesn't it ring truer than endless affirmations that never shift your reality? One of Cayce's most radical teachings was simple. You cannot receive what you are unwilling to give. He meant this literally. If you hoard your energy, your money, your kindness, there is no channel for flow. Many of his wealth readings began with one piercing question. How are you serving? If you wanted to attract money, Cayce would ask, what will you do with it? Will it serve only yourself, or will it uplift others? If the answer was selfish, he warned, the flow would dry up. This wasn't morality, it was mechanics. Life is like a river. If you dam it, it stagnates. If you let it flow through you, it always replenishes. Now comes the uncomfortable layer. Cayce often linked money problems to past life karma. If you abused power, exploited others, or hoarded wealth in a previous life, you might incarnate into financial struggle, not as punishment, but as education. You are learning the other side. But, and this is essential, karma is never fixed. By choosing generosity, integrity, and service now, you rewrite your trajectory. So if you're struggling with scarcity, Cayce would not just ask, "What are you doing wrong?" but "What are you here to learn?" Let's get very practical. If Cayce were alive today, what would he tell you to do? 1. Find your soul purpose. Ask, what gift do I bring to others? What work feels meaningful even without applause? Money flows when it supports your mission. 2. Live by ideals. Cayce repeated, hold an ideal higher than self. Love, service, truth. Align decisions with that ideal, and abundance follows. 3. Practice daily giving. Not just money, a kind word, a supportive act. Consistency matters. Giving creates the rhythm of receiving. 4. Heal inner beliefs. Fear, resentment, unworthiness block flow. Cayce prescribed meditation and prayer, not tricks, but realignment. 5. Care for the body. A drained, toxic body can't channel abundance. Cayce gave endless advice on diet, movement, rest, because vitality is part of wealth. And here's the cliff. There's one error, deeper than all of these, that blocks abundance more than anything else. Most people never see it. I'll reveal it in just a moment. Here it is. The biggest error is chasing abundance for its own sake. The more you run after it, the more it flees. But when you shift from, what can I get, to, how can I serve? How can I grow? How can I give? Life opens. Cayce described it beautifully. Abundance is like a shadow. You don't chase the shadow. You walk toward the light and the shadow follows. So maybe you're not abundant right now, not because you're broken or unlucky, but because you've been chasing the shadow instead of the light. To make this real, consider 2 stories from his files. A businessman asked how to succeed. Cayce told him bluntly, his selfishness was the block. Only when he used his company to uplift employees and community would prosperity come. Records show that when he shifted his focus, the business flourished. Another man begged for financial relief. Cayce told him, start each morning asking, who can I serve today? At first he resisted, but slowly he changed. Within months, opportunities opened that had been invisible before. Notice, Cayce never gave lottery numbers. He gave spiritual laws. And when they were lived, abundance followed. Here's the part most people forget. Cayce never said everyone who followed these principles would be wealthy. Some souls did not incarnate to amass riches. They came to learn compassion, humility, or trust. But he promised that living in purpose, service, and alignment would always bring the abundance you need. That might be financial freedom, but it might also be health, wisdom, or love. The goal is not accumulation, but flow, letting life move through you. So the question returns to you. Are you living only for yourself, or are you a channel for something greater? Are you chasing shadows, or walking toward the light? Are you resisting your karmic lessons, or transforming them? Cayce's hidden answer to abundance isn't a trick, but a way of living. Live with purpose. Give consistently. Align with your soul's ideals. Do this, and watch as abundance shifts from struggle to natural state. You've just seen why Cayce's teachings on abundance cut deeper than slogans of the law of attraction. He wasn't giving shortcuts. He was mapping the soul. And maybe, just maybe, your financial struggles aren't failures. They're invitations, signs that your life is asking you to realign with truth. If this resonates, stay with this channel. Here we go past the surface into the hidden laws of the soul and the wisdom forgotten by modern culture. So subscribe, join the journey, and walk with us. Because abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you become.